Hey friends, this is Sophia Loxapore. Friends, I am coming to you today with just some questions about cellular plans. I'm really curious as to the different alternatives that you use for your cellular devices. For myself, I pretty much always have had a plan, but a few years ago, I stopped doing the plans. I just really wanted to divorce the traditional sign the contracts and you're locked in. And if in the event that you don't like the service, you're hit with all these really expensive early termination fees. So I started doing the prepay. So I did the prepay with, I did the Walmart prepay, which in my opinion probably was one of the best. However, they didn't really offer any of the latest phones on prepay. Then I started doing Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile, in my opinion, was very similar to the other prepays, and you could buy a phone pretty much out of Walmart or anywhere, or you could buy the phones from Sprint. However, with the latest technology and me just wanting to be more efficient with my business, I was convinced to start a plan. So I started this plan with, Sprint. I really thought at the time, from the advice of some of the fast talkers, that the plan that I was getting into was a good plan. I think right now they're advertising the 5 lines for 120. No, it's a 5 line. Yeah, it's a 5 lines for 100. So the first line is $60, which was the price of my one Boost Mobile plan. So the first line was 60, then the second line is 40, and then line 3 through 5 is free. However, they failed to mention that in order to get these free lines, you have to sign up on auto pay, which is definitely not a bad deal, especially considering that any of the prepaid services, they probably range from about $35 to $100 or so, just depending on the type of service. However, again, not necessarily the new phone. So for me, I'm not sure if I'm paying for the phones or if I'm paying for the experience, the inconvenience, the high coverage, and the long waits with customer service, or all of the above. And I really think at this point it's kind of all of the above. So I signed this contract about 1.5 years ago. Went into the store, decided to do this for my business. Go into the store. I am fast talked by one of the associates with a bad attitude. So I just said, you know what, with the magnitude of my business, I think I would much rather deal with the manager. 30 days later, I get this huge ass bill, about $1,500. Please tell me why. I got all refurbished phones, well, 2 refurbished iPhones, and then I got 3 phones that they just threw in, which was supposed to be free, some Android phones, and they were probably good, but I never used them for my business because myself and my team, we wanted the iPhone. So some of them never even switched over. And I really kind of feel like I should have been one of those who did not switch. For the past 1.5 years, the experience has been mediocre at best. Getting through the service for the first 4 or 5 months was horrible. I was sent back and forth to the store so that the store could correct their billing issues with credits and stuff that were supposed to be on the line that I never actually received. Then sent back to customer service from the phone customer service from the store. It was just a huge mess. So just recently, I paid off 2 of the phone lines, did the early buyout, did 2 of the phone lines. They credit that amount to the bill. Then I upgraded to the iPhone Maxes, which there was supposed to be no change in my plans. Just the $45 for 40 something dollars for the new phone. Friends, why did I get my bill? That 120 very fastly ran up to 200 something. Why just get the bill now and it's almost $600? Can somebody please explain to me why I'm receiving a bill for $600? Today on New Year's Eve, I literally spent 4 hours talking to representatives at Sprint. Then they tell me, okay, well, let's go through the bill. This is the reason why when you upgraded your phone, they added insurance. I didn't ask them to do that for me. I asked for my bill to be the exact same way that it was. Though I am sure that the insurance portion of it works for someone. However, if I spend $75 on a refurbished phone, what the hell am I gonna buy another plan, $13 to $18 for that phone? And then in the event that it's lost, stolen, or damaged, I got to pay $200 to get a repair. Cost opportunity just did not make sense to me, so I opted out of the insurance. I seem to be a pretty responsible adult. I just keep up with my cellular device, okay? The plan. Get on the phone line. They say, well, oh, wait a minute. It seems like you have a watch. Yes. You have tablets? Yes, I have 2 tablets. Tablets were on sale back early 18 for $99. So it was like I think $4 to $7 a month or whatever. And then the plan was $15. No, the plan was $30. Not that big of a deal because I can definitely use this to take my business along with me. And it's on its own data plan, so I don't have to be on my phone, nor do I have to pull out my laptop. Okay, this is great because this is effective, and this is how I felt like I needed to manage my business. So I'm on the phone, we're walking through the plans or whatever. I'm like, something's not jiving. The iPhone is a standalone. Why isn't it? Well, the iWatch is a standalone. Why isn't it able to connect to the Bluetooth? Can't connect it to my iPad. Can't connect it to my phone. Seriously, what's going on? Do you know that these mofos actually canceled my line in error? They actually canceled my line in error. And then had the nerve to tell me that there was nothing that they could do. So I have this phone after spending 4 freaking hours. These people tell me that I need to call back or take my watch into the store, inconvenience myself. Holiday, New Year. I don't want to do that shit. Go into the store, have someone troubleshoot it, and add the plan after customer service on the phone did it. You know, the star 211. They deactivated the plan and could not go back in and do it without me paying a $200 to add a phone line. What? Seriously? What kind of bullshit is that? So they're allowing me to utilize my phone, however, my phone and watch, but they have to be paired. What's the purpose of having this iWatch if I have my phone, if I can't leave my phone at home or leave my tablet and still access my messages and my calls from my watch? Makes 0 sense whatsoever. They tell me I need to add a line that they canceled. So you want to hit me in my pocket again? So on top of the $500 that I've already spent, you want to hit me for an additional $200 to add a phone? Come on now, you got to be losing your damn mind. So for me, adding contracts, signing up for that extended period of time has been a total waste of my time, my energy, my effort, as well as my money. I don't know why I decided to do it, but if I had to do this all over again, I would never, ever, ever sign another contract just to be able to talk to someone. I will be inconvenienced by lugging my laptop along just to do my business in the event that that's what I need to do. $500. Let me see. If I'm receiving a bill for about $500 a month, 2, that's 1,000 times 6. That's about what, $6,000? A little over $6,000 a year that I would be paying for a service which I was told was $120 plus the equipment fees, so $40. So I'm really calculating maybe about $240 at the most. Come on, Mr. Sprint, Mr. and Mrs. Sprint, you have to help me understand what the hell you're doing other than ripping people off. Sprint is a ripoff. And if they're not, I would just like to get someone from customer service to help me understand that bill. I literally called. I'm going over the bill. I'm like, well, I'm looking at this page number 3 or 4. This is what's on here, but obviously there's an issue because you're telling me that you see something completely different. The customer service rep really wanted to argue with me and tell me how wrong I am and thinking or feeling that my bill has doubled. If I'm looking at one line now, $100, and an additional line is $85, and that is not including the equipment fee, can you tell me how the hell it's not doubled? Come on now, seriously, help me understand. I do feel like, just from a business perspective, that their marketing is really right on point, because they definitely know how to reel people in, especially people like myself who desire to have the latest technology. However, to charge people on top of the already expensive equipment, but you want to charge me for a plan with an inflated cost. There's nothing moral in that. And then people want to understand why these cellular companies are going out of business. Though Sprint is probably one of the giants in this monopoly. They're buying people up. They're buying all the small companies up. I just heard Sprint would be merging with, I think, T-Mobile. They just probably signed their deal a few months ago, maybe July or whatever of this year. And the merge is probably going to take place completely in early 2020. I really don't know. But at this point, the only thing that's keeping me in this freaking plan is the fact that if I terminate, I'm going to have all kind of huge charges. And that's the one thing that I'm definitely trying to avoid. But at the end of this business that I have with them, our relationship is over. And I will go back to just doing what I always did, just by going and get a standalone contract with one of these small places. And yes, maybe they are affiliated. I know Boost and Sprint are pretty much the same, but it's just something about feeling like I've been taken advantage of, and that I have been misled, and that I have been deceived by a phone company, who really have access to all of my data, because you know they listen to calls. You know they have these apps on these damn phones that are recording your every move that you make. They're recording your data, your messages, every single thing. You're ripping me off. Sprint has really ripped me off. And I'm not going to say that the other phone companies are any different, because Verizon Wireless, what a fucking joke. They're a joke. AT&T, I'm surprised that they still exist. Their high charges and how they treat people is absolutely ridiculous. Then you don't pay that bullshit. The first thing that they want to do is slap a negative mark on your credit. Like, seriously, you can't win. So I'm curious to know how you guys get around, or even if you care, bad relationship and experience with cellular device companies. Like, what do you do? I feel like they're being allowed to just take advantage of the vast majority of people, only because no one uses house phones anymore. You know, office phones are almost a thing of the past, and they know exactly what they're doing. So it's like, if you want this business, you're going to have to deal with the business the way that we put it out, but not so much of customer service. When you have to call 4 freaking hours, if I added up my salary that I make an hour, Sprint owed me some money, and that should pretty much pay my phone bill for a couple of months. It's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's unjust. It's insane. And someone needs to reevaluate that whole process if they want to stay in business. Again, friends, I'm so curious to know what you're doing, how you combat the bad experience, or maybe your experience isn't bad. And if it's not, I'd like to know about that too, because maybe it's something that I'm just not doing right. Maybe I need to be the one working for Sprint, controlling their billing and helping billing our. Actually, maybe I need to go and be a customer service manager, chief resolution manager, or relationship manager, to really kind of help them get their process off the ground and get things going the way they should. Because if they value our relationships, the consumers' relationships, and the money that we are spending on these phones, I feel like that they will do better. I promise you, I pay more for a cell phone than I do for a car note, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is the service that I get. This is really how you feel about me, Sprint? That's fucked up. Just know, at the end of this contract, our relationship is over, and I will tell everyone that I know just how you've treated me. Friends, Happy New Year. Be safe and make smart decisions as it relates to your money for 2020, because no one should have to work as hard as they do just to have their money swallowed up by individuals, people, companies who do not care. Thank you, and I will talk with you soon. Bye for now. Happy New Year.